Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next match in the Legend of Zelda Random Percent 2020 tournament for the Zelda 1 Randomizer. Today, we have a Game 2 between CantaloupeMe and Ta909. I am Alsoa, and I am joined by Drashia today.
Hello, how are you doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Awesome.
How about yourself?
I'm doing well. It's been very enjoyable to watch and come this tournament. Your match earlier was quite a joy to see. It's a really exciting race we've got coming up with Ta909 and CantaloupeMe. Cantaloupe actually was one of the runners this past AGDQ for a Zelda relay race. He was up against Green Mario and RC Drone. Really amazing to see. If you haven't yet, check out the VOD. But back to the match. Cantaloupe's Remorse Flag, that's what it's called, is Forced Ganon. And we start off in the Dead Woods with, let's see, 2, 3, 6, and 4 or 5, and
7 or 8.
Yep.
And level 2.
And based on that color, if we don't have Palette Shuffle, we've got second quest front half. They start with the panel and the any key. So key troubles are not going to be a thing for them.
Well, I think based on their starting location, this is probably Shapes. Front half.
I guess at this point more will be revealed. I mean, they only went, what, 2 rooms?
Yeah, technically 2. So neither runner knows yet if it's going to be a mixed overworld, so naturally you just check every single spot until you figure out one way or the other.
Yep. Our sheet meat rolled up just a little bit, and have a hint, which is going to be very nice to see. And looks like 0 HP enemies, unless the...
It could be some crazy ±4, and here's level 7. So I think the answer to what exactly is a Goma is it is what happens when you take a crab and put it on Australia.
That is a good way of putting it. Bombs roll down the vanilla cave, so that is great. Gonna be really fun to watch.
Bombs are the best weapon in the game that you never want to use because they're limited until you just get to where you want to use them. And we have Shuffled Any Roads.
And moment of truth for the Armos item. I believe I just saw the power bracelet. No, it was the rafts.
So we definitely have items.
2 spots.
That candle price. It's a good thing I started with one.
Yeah. Very, very much so.
And for those wondering, yes, you can hurt yourself with the candle fire. And on top of that, if you have a clock and are invincible, you can still get hurt by your own candle fire. So no extra candles in the caves, which makes that starting with a candle even better. Like, this is, so far, the candle is the best thing ever at the moment, just because you can save so much money. And that did not open. I don't recall if we've seen the vanilla level 3 spot yet to know if it's going to be a mixed quest overworld or... Nope, it's a mixed quest overworld. We now know that for certain.
Yep, and we've got mixed second, based on the green level 3.
So that makes the blue candle even more of a better start than it already was, because the runners are going to have very limited money that they probably didn't want to spend on a candle.
Yeah. It's only going to be one big secret, and with shop prices shuffled, we may have an extremely low one. Because rupee secrets are tied to shop prices.
Yes. And this is the part where I not only want to see the 5-item chain reaction that starts off of that raft, but also see the rupee secrets be 1, 25, and 50, which are all the lowest possible values.
Good God, what are you, metric?
Yes.
We've got a 7 rupee small secret.
I mean, that kind of looks like a 1.
It's a 1 with... or a long nose, I guess.
So Kanta's going to go ahead and bomb this piece out, and we'll move on in level 2.
And TA finds those any rows is going to go ahead and check him out. And finds himself in the forest. Several burn spots to check out.
Good fire there from Cantaloupe to get down a bunch of those gorillas. So level 2's item is going to be on the floor, so it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and just clear these rooms out.
And we most certainly have 0 HP enemies. Oh, we've got a Y-Force.
He probably didn't want that because now he has to kill the Keystream again if he wants to come back in. He may opt not to, and instead just go look for stuff. And that's Triforce he already has.
Exactly what he's doing. Two though, so I don't know what we're dealing with for the front half.
I'm pretty sure that's shape.
Oh! TA takes a Lionel death before that bomb blows up. It ends up being a wasted bomb, sad to say. And it looks like the blue ring cheap bait is our common shop.
The cheap bait is nice. The blue ring... It's tough to say if you want to get the blue ring in this type of seed because it's 0 HP enemies, you can kind of just blast away at everything.
Level 7 might have a little bit 6. And based on that entrance, that is probably either 1Q or shapes. Does not look like that could be the spiral.
Yeah, I think that's a little too far south for that to be a spiral entrance. Plus, if there was a door to the north, it's definitely not the spiral.
For sure.
1Q back half could be interesting in terms of 1Q back half tends to have a lot of locked doors. And shapes doesn't always have the plethora of keys you would like. It can, but it doesn't have to. CantaloupeMe will pick up his raft. He can now go sailing across the world to all of 2 spots.
Darkfalls, our restreamer, mentioning that we are not going to have to worry about key troubles because we have the any key start.
Yeah, there is that.
It's very easy to forget what the starting items are, though. Even with them being lit up on a tracker right next to us.
Well, it can also be easy to forget that the runners have the ending key because 9 times out of 10, you won't pick up the ending key until you have about 12 keys.
Yep. Well, in hexadecimal, A comes... So.
You know, that would be a very interesting thing if there was an option to replace the any key with just a key that gives you 10 extra keys.
Perish the thought.
You have 37 for the mid-secret. That is good news for the runners, and TA finds level 1.
That is absolutely shapes. We've got a shapes front half.
Yeah, there's... If that is not a shape, then I would like to know what quest that is and where can I get it.
That's a 9th quest.
Yeah, I buy it. Sorry, I was thinking Zelda Classic where there's actually 5 of them now, so I was trying to think if it was any of those, and it's not, as far as I remember.
And it looks like our drop rooms are shuffled, because that type of room is usually a key drop. And there's a... that was a transport staircase, so we've got a segmented one. It's going to be very fun to see.
Ta909 has opted to leave. And finds the wood sword at the vanilla level 1 spot. I expect he's going to go back into actual 1 now. Yeah, TA is coming right back into level 1. I expect CantaloupeMe will do a very similar thing. So far, the hints are truthful.
Yeah.
Although, as we know, the hints are truthful until there's a recorder in level 2. or equivalent. Speaking of recorder.
Well, that recorder's in level 1.
So now you can
Cantaloupe's entering level 1.
We'll see if he decides to dig it now or if he's going to come back with sword. I expect he will come back with sword. CantaloupeMe's going to pick up this money. I think Ta909 is going to go to the segment now.
Got 0 HP enemies and permanent sword beams. That's a very refreshing combat seed.
So, combat will not be a thing that the runners will need to do. Except for bosses and the occasional Patra. We'll see if CantaloupeMe decides to bail. He might, given that there's a lot of enemies where he just need to constantly leave and re-enter the room and blah blah. There's a map for TA. Ugh, that's a 1.
That's an ink blot.
CantaloupeMe is going to pick up his sword. Interesting to note is that CantaloupeMe is doing far better on bombs than TA is at the moment.
We don't have 0 HP bosses, sadly.
And that's a tough room to leave behind because that is a drop room on level 1.
Yes, it is.
CantaloupeMe looking, thinking, probably trying to decide where to go next, because he could go to level 1. He does have to get the Triforce out of there. He could go back to 2.
And we got the white sword in level 1. That is a beautiful thing to see.
Especially with the non-0 HP bosses.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all of our items in level 1.
Yeah.
I forgot we had seen both floor drops.
Yep, we still don't know whether Heart Shuffle's on or not. It's difficult to assume when you've only seen one dungeon. Because there are, 9 different hearts that can be shuffled in.
The best way to do it is the first heart you see in the staircase so the way I go about it is if I see a heart on the coast, then the moment I see a heart in the staircase, I know Heart Shuffle's on.
Oh, absolutely.
If I don't see a heart on the coast, then I don't assume Heart Shuffle's on until I've either seen a floor drop in a dungeon that doesn't have one, or 2 hearts and stairs. Elsewise, I kind of assume Heart Shuffle's off, and maybe still poke around looking for rooms to clear, especially if it's non-shuffled dungeon drops.
That certainly makes sense.
TA is going to blow the whistle, see where it leads him to, and it leads him to vanilla locations and beaten dungeons.
Unless this is Unbeaten 4, which would be a very fun coincidence.
It is beaten 6. So maybe it leads to new dungeon locations that are beaten.
Based on 1, 2, 3, a recorder to the right would have taken him to 2.
Which is what that location is. So that would be...
So it's either beaten new or beaten vanilla. We don't quite know yet.
But we know it's beaten. That's important.
Yes.
I wonder if TA assumes that it's beaten vanilla just based on the fact that that's there, even though level 6 happened to be at vanilla too. Also, there's no reason to dig a shape 6 at this point.
Oh, absolutely not. Shape 6 can be absolutely brutal. We see the mags at the Forest 30 spot.
If Heart Shuffle's not on, that likely never gets picked up. If Heart Shuffle is on, there's a chance just because the runners are going to find extra hearts no matter what. Pretty much.
Absolutely.
And level 3 found at Monocle Rock.
This could be a quick dig. We've got a map. We've got an ink blot.
It looks like some sort of claw.
I don't know, I see a snail.
And the interesting thing is there's that very linear section at the very beginning, which...
Oh,
Ooh.
red ring in 3.
That is... So on the one hand, you're really happy to see it because, okay, I have Red Ring, I can just face tank the world in a 0 HP enemy seed. And then you realize your silvers are probably going to be outside of 9.
Yep.
So you have to go digging. Assuming Ganon's required, which there's a 50% chance he's not, and that doesn't matter anyway. This does put Ta909 ahead at the moment, just from item advantage, because both runners have the same amount of stuff. However, I will be interested to see if CantaloupeMe decides to just go back to 7.
I think it depends on where the whistle takes him. Okay, so it is beaten vanilla, based on the warp to level 8. And the fact that level 8 does not open up.
And Ta909 is going to say, okay, I got my red ring out of 3. I don't need a Triforce. I'm leaving, which makes a whole lot of sense.
And that also... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Looks like CantaloupeMe is going to opt to do level 7, maybe? I don't think this is a bad play, honestly.
More than likely one of the Triforces that he needs. I mean, that's got to be... Our palette shuffle seems to be off. So that's either 1Q7 or Shape 7.
And based on this initial start, hi Heart Container, this is probably 1Q7. Play a melody to obtain the transport.
That was a very oddly placed heart on the coast there. Just kind of hanging halfway off of the little dock there.
I want to say that happens if you have the coast heart shuffled and then heart shuffles on and it gets shuffled to a dungeon heart.
Interesting.
No bait block.
Useless bait block.
Quack, quack. I think CantaloupeMe will honestly just go for his remaining Triforces and just go to 9. Given that it's 0 HP enemies, he has White Sword. If he needs bow and silvers, he'll get those. Well, he knows he's going to need bow and silvers because Ganon is required. That was his loser for horse flag.
Yes.
That's a second quest push block.
Yes, it is, and that will open that door.
That means the runners will need to look for second quest rooms in the first quest dungeons. And in all dungeons.
And thankfully that Manhandla did not roll up.
Look, we all know how much everyone loves super handlers, but super... Oh, no, that's a shape.
That is most certainly a shape. So we've got all shapes. And a mixed second overworld. TA finds level 8 is not going to need the Triforce.
And level 8 is like level 6. It's a big dungeon, doesn't have a ton of stuff in it, although it does have 2 items. It makes sense to not dig that and go dig shorter dungeons first.
Speaking of, there's level 4, which he is going to need the Triforce from. He's going to try to pirouette.
He can.
And Ganon and Zelda are not in their vanilla rooms.
That is important. So now the question will be... The Darker Gaze is by the Lost Hills, so now we know 5 is going to be by the Lost Hills. That could be Power Bracelet blocked.
Yeah, we have not, we've not dug the Lost Hills yet. And there's a Triforce.
I think TA is going to dig for the item here. He's really got no reason not to.
Yeah, Shapes 4 usually isn't that bad. Gleeok returns along the coast. Does the northeast count as the coast?
Yes.
Okay, then that is a truthful hint. So
we may be dealing with all truthful hints here, which would be good news for both runners.
Oh, most certainly.
A
very key generous seed with an...
The big question is, do you just go to 9, get your information out of 9, and pray that silvers or bow are in there?
That's a good question. Well, there's your silvers. So,
I think CantaloupeMe will dig that.
Mode.
Yeah. I think CantaloupeMe will dig that out of 4 just on the grounds that he knows he's going to need bow and silvers, and unless he finds bow here in 7, it makes sense to dig out of 4.
Well, you spoke the silvers into existence, so we might have those that bow in level 9, or not the Redbird special there.
I'd be okay with bow in 9.
I mean, of course you would be.
I'm the guy that wants the 5-item chain reaction every seed unless I'm playing it.
Well, yeah. How many transport staircases has Cantaloupe found? How many segments does the 7 have?
Well, at least 2. I wonder if Ta909 just goes straight for level 7 and then straight to 9 here. Mold orbs may guard the item in level 7. We will see what it is.
Nice force bomb there from the Mold Orb, and there is not a push block. Dark Falls, we have not seen 9 yet.
Please be a ladder blocked 9 on the river spot. With ladder behind a power bracelet. That
river spot means like where 2Q8 is. That was an awesome bomb. Not only bullseyeing the manhandler, but opening that wall.
And getting
that
the
was
bomb drop.
Swag on Cantaloupe's side.
Well, CantaloupeMe has decided that manhandlers are not going to be an issue in this seed. He will just wreck every single manhandler that comes across his path, and if they don't like it, well, they can go somewhere else.
He will manhandle them all.
What he does need to find is a way out of this level 7. He needs a map, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. Or a compass.
Or both. Ta909 has now up 8. He's going to go to the vanilla 7 spot. CantaloupeMe finds the Triforce. I wonder if he'll take it now. He will. Does he go back in?
Yeah. Very good question.
My money's on that he doesn't. He's already seen a lot of 7, and he probably doesn't want to spend more time in there than necessary. I want Bo to be deep in 6.
Gliak returns with the wand, okay. These have been helpful so far. Aquamanus awaits with the white sword, that was true.
I think we're going to have helpful hints.
Yeah,
Wand and Need is not bad.
I would say so.
Darkfall saying Bo deep in Shapes 8. I would be okay with that too. Both of those dungeons can get up to 40 plus rooms. Although
Bo deep in a quad segment, Shapes 8. Feat of Strength will lead to the Magic Boomerang. That does not necessarily mean that a dungeon is power bracelet blocked. It could simply mean that the white sword item is the magical boomerang.
That is true. We also
or
have...
9 could be PB blocked.
9 could be PB blocked. We have not seen level 5 yet either.
We find the letter in the southwest. TA opts out of it, having the red ring. Not seeing any of the take any's yet.
Oh, we did find level 5. I'm mistaken. So, yeah, it would be 9 or a white sword item. CantaloupeMe is back in level 2. This could actually be a good play if there's something important in here, like the power bracelet or the bow, or if Book is Atlas, that could also be really valuable.
Absolutely. Garen, we have seen the grape spots yet. Neither of them have a dungeon underneath.
To answer the question in chat, we have not seen level 2 yet. Level 2's item yet. We have only seen its Triforce, which was in this room. Ladder could also be useful because Zelda's probably going to be in the Chevy room knowing this seat. That's just always what it is. You always predict Zelda's in a Chevy room when neither runner has... Oh, there's a bow in 2!
Well, Cantaloupe is in fine level 9 mode. Oh wait, he's got to do 4.
But if he goes to 4, he's probably going to dig the item out of 4. It makes sense to dig the item out of 4.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't seen the red ring in 3 yet, so he may be thinking of Red Ring Silvers and 9.
Well, he also has not been to 3 yet.
That is true.
If TA... Well, TA's in 7. TA will probably just grab the Triforce and leave here. He'll probably try to just find 9 after that. I think CantaloupeMe will still dig 4 because there's enough valuable items out there, including the ladder, that it's a small enough dungeon that'll be worth digging. Cantaloupe's best bet is actually going to be to whistle to level 2.
Yeah. Because level 4 was in the Northeast Hundo spot.
And it looks like he is heading over to level 2, probably going to go to the northeast from here, as it is a very dense location. He will check this. He'll see it's 6. He will skip it.
Yeah, no thanks. No thank you, Shape 6.
Yeah, you never want to dig a Shape 6.
Absolutely
If CantaloupeMe does decide to gamble 9 has the Silver Arrows and Red Ring, the best case scenario for him would be to find a quick item in 9 so that he can just bolt. And now TA knows that Ganon and Zelda are shuffled.
Oh, that's a map.
TA finds the map of level 7.
Ganon and Zelda's room, both in level 7. That's wild.
I'm still waiting for the Zelda in Other Dungeons flag.
Defeat Ganon, find Zelda's room. Thank you, Link, but our princess is in another castle.
And the any key is in 7. CantaloupeMe finds 3. This is that. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Does he want to dig it?
If he does, he's going to find the red ring. Decides against it.
It's not the worst play in the world. You already have the Triforce out of there, and you know you're going to have to dig 4 anyway. You might as well dig 4 first, and then come back to 3 if you need to, especially with the whistle in hand.
Absolutely.
And again,
he is coming up on 4.
Now, the one thing that CantaloupeMe does have in his corner is he does already have the bow. I'm gonna guess TA will go to 9 and look for bow in 9, as his options are a 2 that he's already gotten everything out of, a 2 that he may want to dig first, but elsewise it's 6 and 8.
I mean, 2's at start screen, so that is definitely the one to dig first. And it's
we also haven't seen that. You know, what I actually think is going to happen is both runners are going to realize, oh crap, we need to find 9. Either dig Death Mountain or dig dungeons to get items to get into 9. CantaloupeMe finds 4. Because I don't think we've seen any of Death Mountain yet.
We have not.
And that would play into CantaloupeMe's favor, having that bomb upgrade. He can go up there with 12 bombs and just do all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was vanilla price, vanilla upgrade. Which does have that 50-50 chance. And TA's got the Triforce out of 7.
Ta909 is eligible to go into level 9. Yeah, except we haven't found it yet.
He does not have the bow yet.
He's going to go back into level 7. I'm not entirely sure what he's looking for here.
This is definitely looking like Heart Shuffle off. But he may be looking for a floor item.
Oh, well, there's this bomb pack.
That'll do it.
I accept that reason to go back into level 7. Now he's going to go to 2. So he's going to get his bow here.
Level 4 is an interesting ink block.
Honestly, both runners are going to be in fine level 9 mode.
Very, very soon.
To answer the question in chat, how does TA know to go to level 2? I think it's just a matter of he hasn't seen 9 yet. 2 is right at start, and it's a short dungeon to dig. So there's no real reason not to dig 2 if you're gambling on level 9 being blocked by something.
And there is his bow. So he is on the hunt for level 9.
And CantaloupeMe is opting to dig level 4, so he will have a silver arrow soon, and both runners will honestly be tied.
Yep, there's his silvers right there.
TA maybe with the most minor of advantages because he's seen that item out of 7. But it is not a large amount of difference between these two runners.
Not at all.
TA also does have the advantage of the red ring, but if CantaloupeMe is going to go digging for items, he will go to 3 first, and he will get that red ring out of there.
Correct. 9 has not been found yet. TA is going to pop in. I wonder what for. Maybe to just a quick peek to see if he can find any early items.
And this is
there's the power bracelet.
So TA finds power bracelet. That's probably required to get into 9 if the magic boomerang hint is for level 9 and not for the white sword item. CantaloupeMe is going to opt not to get that. Right now, let's see. If the white sword item is the magical boomerang, this could pay off. This could pay off big for Cantaloupe if he's going to go everywhere else first.
TA is headed immediately to Death Mountain.
CantaloupeMe finds level 5. He's going to opt not to do it.
But we also have not found the ladder yet, which in most seeds is pretty hard required. However, with Rando, we have seen a lot of ladderless seeds.
CantaloupeMe is now making his way over to Death Mountain. If level 9 is not power bracelet blocked, these runners are going to be right on top of each other. If it is power bracelet blocked, I think CantaloupeMe will go to 3, followed by 8.
Yeah, because 3 is 3 or 2 edit.
So TA has not checked the regular power bracelet spots yet. He's probably just going to route those along as he goes. TA opting not to check any of the bomb spots. He just wants these power bracelet spots.
I cannot blame him for that at all.
To me, it's an interesting choice to make. Level 9 is power bracelet blocked.
We've got a PV block 9, and I don't think Cantaloupe has seen that hint.
He has not. He did not.
There's level 9.
This is big trouble for CantaloupeMe because now TA is going to have a massive lead going into 9. And apparently we already hear a Ganon roar.
Not there, though.
This is very much looking like it's going to be game, set, and match in favor of TA.
There was evidently there was a roar in the foyer.
But is there a path? Is this the part where we just have to take 3 magic staircases and be ladder blocked to get to Ganon?
Well, more will be revealed.
And buying the hints really was the kicker here for TA, because he was able to have that knowledge that, okay, I'm going to need power bracelet for something, probably 9. And having the power bracelet in the first room of 8 it's really good, but it's also kind of bad because at that point, you know your opponent's just going to find that as soon as they go into 8, as soon as they realize this power bracelet blocked.
Absolutely. Cantaloupe,
he's found the
inroads spot.
And now the hunt is on for the magic stair to Ganon.
Always such a joy to see.
Unless there's another workaround path from over here.
It is a good play that he is checking the walls, because level 9, or I mean, Shapes dungeons do have that 50-50 chance of having, which just means push walls.
And I think at this point, CantaloupeMe is going to full clear the overworld before he goes back for that power bracelet, which is definitely going to be... It's going to be a time issue, but there is always the possibility that CantaloupeMe will find a fantastic path to Zelda or Ganon as TA finds Ganon. In a blank room.
Not 0 HP.
Well, at least we have to fight Ganon in this scene.
TA gets a very beautiful stun lock. Oof. And then Ganon decides to not cooperate.
He does have to be a little bit careful here as, okay, he does have a potion, so he will not die in this fight.
The pause that refreshes. If y'all remember the old Coca-Cola commercials.
And TA has his bacon. So now, the big 64,000 rupee question, as Laz would say it. What room is Zelda in? And is ladder required?
We will find out.
Well, there's a ladder block.
But that is trivial with the recorder and 0 HP enemies.
I mean, you still have to kill it.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, this is still very much in TA's balls court at the moment, due to having gotten that hint that said you need the power bracelet for a magic boomerang. And he knows one of the 2 items in here is going to be the magic boomerang, so if he's ladder blocked, he probably just bails and goes to 6.
Yeah, that would be the play to make.
Although, if he has found the magic boomerang by that point, or depending on how far into 9 he's gotten, he may find it's better to just stay in 9 as it's less rooms than 6 or 5 would be. Not going to find a push block there.
That's a Ruby boss.
This is a little bit of a quicker seed, but it is not over yet, as Zelda could still be super trolley ladder, and you know what? I'm also gonna say toll room. Oh wait, that is not Zelda. That is a push block. Also, yes, we're gonna have very many questions.
Yeah, this could still be an hour and a half if the ladder decides to troll us all.
And the thing with level 9 is it always looks like a piece of Swiss cheese if it shapes.
Yeah. I think I've seen one seed where it didn't.
I have seen 2 seeds in the entire time I've been doing commentary where level 9 is segmented and has an extra set of stairs.
Oh gosh.
That can't happen. It's very rare, but when it does, there's 7 sets of transports, and that will throw off all of your stair counting logic. Yeah, currently trying to find his way through this level 9, hoping to get a compass somewhere along the way. Or at the very least, see a door that opens. There is the door. Right there. Well, hold on. There's no enemies in this room.
Do we have a girl?
We do not.
We've got a staircase.
The lack of enemies trolled us today. I love it.
There's a terrible room to go through without a ladder. Even with one.
If only there was a ladder somewhere in the seed. Yeah, it's probably in level 10.
If only.
Right alongside the book and the hook shop. So yeah, TA not checking any of these stairs. Part of me thinks it might be not a terrible idea to check the stairs, just by sheer standpoint of you might find a ladder. But it also makes sense not to check them because you're just looking for a door. We know that the other item in 8 has currently a 95% chance of being won based on... We've seen a hint for it, and every hint so far has been truthful. But it could be the item in 6. It could be the other item here in 9. It could be the item in 5. None of the runners have gone to 5 yet.
Yeah, 5, 6, and 9 are the only ones left to look at. And there we do find the boomerang in 9.
CantaloupeMe may actually opt to dig 5 before 8 if he's looking for Power Bracelet. Which, if it has ladder, could be a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think he's seen the Feat of Strength hint, but...
He has not purchased any hints.
Does buy some
This will
bombs,
not be
though.
Zelda. Now, the funny thing is, if Ganon's not required and Zelda's actually in one of these doors and TA just ignores it because it doesn't open.
Well, Ganon is required. That was the remorse flag that Cantaloupe had.
You see, I keep forgetting that because I'm so used to Ganon being 50-50. That is one thing I'm terrible about, is remembering the remorse flags, even in my own races.
It's been a very common remorse flag that I've seen in our very skilled runners, because it definitely encourages a lot more exploration than just luck.
So far, the only remorse flag I've had to put in was Whistle to New Dungeons is on. Which is good, because it threw the person I was against off. And there's the red candle in 9.
We got the red candle. So TA is going to have to dig 5 or 6 if he does find himself ladder blocked.
Yes, to answer the question in chat of where level 8 was south of the letter cave, and Power Bracelet was 1 room in, which is required to get into level 9. So, ladder deep in 6?
Yeah. Deep in a segmented 6 with a lot of workarounds.
Oh, and like 11 patches.
Yep. Nice little boss rush.
So, TA is trying to navigate his way through this level 9. CantaloupeMe is still trying to find the final level. He might be realizing now he's Power Bracelet blocked and is going to need to find the Power Bracelet. We'll see what order he decides to do these dungeons in. He might actually be going to level 8 here. He's heading in the right direction of it.
That is going to be the play to make.
Well, he's gonna go to this Armo spot first. I don't think he had seen that yet.
I don't think so either. He scrolled to the level 5 location.
And it looks like he's gonna go into level 8. This is a good play from CantaloupeMe. This will help him catch up a lot. He's still going to have quite a bit of work to do to get to where Ta909 is, but this gives him a window of opportunity he may not have had before. He's just got to book it to those Power Bracelet spots. Again, all it takes is a slightly different path, and CantaloupeMe can steal this away.
Yeah, that is why we call level 9 the Great Equalizer.
Although he will
Especially
not
with Ganon so early in the dungeon.
Now, Ta909 will not have to worry as much about health because he has the red ring. CantaloupeMe does not have that, so he will need to be watching his health a little bit more carefully here.
Though he does have 10 hearts, which is a good thing to have with Green Tunic. Technically, he still has fewer hearts than TA, who's got 24 based on the red ring.
Although, remember, his window for opportunity is going to continually close as TA explores more of this level 9, and is eventually just going to find Zelda by sheer virtue of there's no rooms left in 9, unless Zelda's suddenly in level 7, or level 8. I'm still waiting for that flag.
Well, Zelda's room was in level 7. She just, she was out for a smoke break.
See, there's a door that
But
opens.
there's the door. Get your GGs
But
out for
is she
TA
ladder
909.
blocked? And she is not ladder blocked.
TA finishes with an official SRL time of 44 minutes and 3 seconds. GG to TA, who is going to be moving on to the next round in the top bracket.
And let's take a look here. Let me go ahead and pull up the schedule.
Let's see. Cantaloupe actually has a couple of rounds for the bonus bracket to catch up. There's the Reco Ratter Amazing Toaster, and then Sis Crusher Angel FM, and then the winner of that one. Hello, TA909. GG, my love.
Hey, thank you.
It
How
is
do you
good
feel
to see
about
that
this
you're.
seed?
Oh, sorry.
How do you feel about this seed?
Oh man, it was interesting. I had a hint about the magical boomerang being under a power bracelet spot, and the only possibilities I had left were the white sword item in level 9. So I just was like, screw it, I'm going all in on level 9 having the magical boomerang being a power bracelet spot. So I just kind of dug dungeons. I found the 2, and then I found the bracelet 1 room into 8, so it worked out pretty well for me. Didn't have to go into 5 or 6 at all.
Absolutely. And it was actually Death Mountain, not a power bracelet spot, and it was the regular boomerang.
Oh, the what? Their boom Death Mountain. Okay.
Yeah.
So Cantaloupe went into. I didn't even go into Death Mountain. I had a overworld.
You know, I must say, it is good to see you back in full form.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, there is no rust on you.
Sometimes my scrolls are a little rough, but I'm working on it. Working on room for improvement, you know?
Well, every game you get a little better, and anything can happen in rando, so.
Whatever.
And you will, in round 4, you'll be up against the winner of Psytown and Bogey Smalls. Do you have anything to say to or about either of them?
Psytown and Biggie Smalls, yeah. I don't racing with either of them back when I was racing a couple of years ago. So I've heard about Psytown. Haven't heard of the other player.
Oh wow, Cantaloupe just quartered to level 9.
The
That was
power of
beautiful.
the power of the recorder lets you just skip the stuff. And CantaloupeMe will be, as Dresha said, moving on to many matches before his match.
Yeah, we've got a couple of rounds to catch up to Cantaloupe. Raccoon, Amazing Toaster, Sis Crusher, Angel FM. So the winners of those 2 face each other to see who gets to face Cantaloupe. I think we might be taking a small break before winners round 4, so that the bonus bracket can catch up.
Yeah. I saw the announcement today. So it'll be a few weeks before I can play, but that's fine. I can train up a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Plenty of time to practice and see what this wild rando has that it can offer.
Yeah.
What's that? Suddenly every seed TA plays is 14 HP blue wizard robes that are required?
With no sword upgrade?
Round 4? Round 5?
You will be up in round 4.
Oh, so
yeah.
Yeah, I think I read about like Mirrored Overworld, or that will be insane if that's.
That's right. You are headed into the Elite 8. I believe you are the first of our of our runners to head into the runners.
Cool.
So how do you feel about that?
I've looked at a couple of the flags, and I saw that Blackout and Swordless could be 50-50, so that's going to be an absolute nightmare for me if those are on. I
believe Mirrored is 50-50 as well.
Yeah. Oh my god, if I get
secret spots.
Oh god, and then like one hit KO or something like that's just going to be insane. If I get like a one hit KO Blackout Swordless Mirrored Overworld.
The one hit
that's
KO...
going to be a Thurwolf Saber. this weekend.
The one-hit KO is actually in the top 4, but 1 to 5 starting hearts is in the top 8, which 1 heart start is basically one-hit KO.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that might be fun to play just because at least once you find them hard, but hit KO.
Speaking
oh
of,
my
Cantaloupe
god.
with 1 heart left gets that beautiful stun lock on Ganon. That was a great Ganon fight on Cantaloupe's side. Now he's got to make that long trek into night to find the girl.
You may have to put aside my opinions on the 1 heart start because I played so many seeds with it where you just have 1 heart start and then you're immediately greeted by Lionels and it's just terrible.
Oh my god, or you get like a spike trap or something. And
Yes.
something ridiculous. You know, like I wonder if that's like, say you have like you have room and then you have sight required to get the ladder just to progress. It's insane.
TA, I'm sorry, you're kind of cutting in and out on your mic right now.
Sorry, my internet pretty bad right now, and I'm on my.
Gotcha.
Yeah, not a whole lot I can do. I don't know, my internet's being weird.
As the internet does.
Yeah, I need to get
You'd think by now they'd have figured that internet thing out.
Ah, Jesus. We get
Hey,
like
don't use my
5G
government
already. Goddamn. No, but yeah, Zelda was a pain to find. I almost full.
CantaloupeMe just got a hint that Zelda's in the Northeast, so
Center, northern part, northwest to get to Zelda with bomb walls, but all the combinations I tried didn't work.
For what it's worth, CantaloupeMe did not pick up that red ring at a level 3, so he is on danger strats.
Yeah, he's on
damn,
1
yeah, I
heart
see
and has
that.
no
Listen,
potion.
guys, it's been 3 years, and
Yeah, the red
we haven't
ring,
been-
I mean, yeah, it's just 1 room into 3. I actually, I did a little bit of exploring in 3 to find the hint for 4, which I, ended up finding. Unfortunately, level 4 was literally right next to level 3, so it was kind of all in vain, but, getting that red ring was nice, even with the 1 HP enemies. It's nice to be able to just, you know, kind of trek through dungeons in the overworld without having to be concerned about your health. You can just kind of face tank everything.
Speaking of 1 heart spike traps, by the way, Cantaloupe navigates that room beautifully. Does get a heart trap from a Zol. Gotta be a breath of fresh air for him. Or sigh of relief, whatever you want to call it.
Also, speaking of spike traps, so the spike trap room with the door that opened automatically because there was no enemies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, that was so troll. Anytime you're, you know, looking for that shutter door to open and you enter a room and see a shutter door, your heart kind of skips a beat for a second, and then when you see it not open, it's like, damn it. But that, yeah, that room right there, I thought for sure that was going to be Zelda, and then I was greeted by the magical boomerang or a red candle or some item in a staircase. It's like, damn it.
Yeah, I think also and I were both like, oh my god, this is it! Wait, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Sorry, your Zelda's in another room.
So
I
troll,
haven't seen
man.
it. It's
So
room
troll.
level 7.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing to see.
Yeah, Ganon and Zelda's room being in 7, like, back to back, it was like, whoa, crazy. Literally, the rooms were next to each other in level 7.
The fact that you did not need a ladder was very good.
Yeah, I got a little nervous. I forgot I didn't have a ladder, and I was in an NSU shutter door room, and I'm trying to walk through the moat, and I'm like, why isn't this working? Oh yeah, I don't have a ladder, so that was in the back of my mind, like, damn, I really hope I don't have to leave to get a ladder. Because I know that I was really lucky to find all 8 of the dungeons, and to find that hint about level 9. I'm sure level 9 really, the location of level 9 really cost Cantaloupe a lot of time to see that, I'm assuming at least. So,
Yeah, he did not pick up any hints, so he did not see that.
yeah, so I figured if Cantaloupe did not, you know...
Speaking of, CantaloupeMe has forfeited now from the race as he is out of bombs in level 9 and has not found the way to Zelda yet.
Yeah, that's rough. It's a tough 9 to track as well. It's confusing.
I would argue 9 is one of the toughest dungeons to track mentally, and it's also tough to track if you're not tracking which walls you've already tried.
Yeah, Shapes 9 is sometimes difficult to map out.
Yeah, you don't know what rooms are. Yeah, it's nice to have a map for Shapes 9 just to give you an idea of, like what rooms, especially when you have near a full clear and you need Zelda. It's like, all right, which one of these rooms is not a room and which one of these rooms could Zelda possibly be in? So it's really nice to have a map when you start, getting into that full clear territory looking for Zelda.
Absolutely. And we are joined by CantaloupeMe in the booth. GG, my love.
Hey,
GG,
thank
man.
you. Where was Zelda at in 9? I'm up in the northeast.
Zelda was like, I got to her from the northwest. You might have been able to get to her from the northeast with some bombs, but that 9 was not very friendly with bomb walls. I ended up going to the northwest, and then she was in like the center top row, something like that.
Oh, so you got to 9 pretty quickly then.
Yeah, I would say I was in there for about 10 minutes. I definitely...
Did I get dropped?
So I didn't go into 5 or 6 at all, so I got pretty lucky this seed with the hints.
Yeah, I didn't buy the hints, but I got lucky on finding the power bracelet early, and then, well, somewhat early when I realized it was required, and then,
yeah.
There was a hint for... sorry.
Yeah, there was a hint that TA bought that was a feat of strength will lead to the magic boomerang. And the only spots that he didn't check at that point, the only that he didn't see were white. And speaking of level 9, that recorder that took you immediately to that screen was just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be like the last power bracelet spot, so I figured why not? I'll just go ahead and utilize it, and if it's not there, I need to start digging for a ladder because the dungeon 9 would be west of the waterfall area.
Ooh, that's rough. So you full cleared the overworld, huh?
Yeah, I sure did.
That's rough.
Yeah, I couldn't find 9. I found because when I did my Death Mountain check, I didn't have power bracelet at the time. But I had my 8 Triforces really quick because we only needed a few.
Yep, exactly. Well, if I never bought that hint about the power bracelet being required for 9, I probably would have ended up full clearing the overworld. Then I would have went back into 8 because I didn't even look in 8 when I found it. I just pieced out, even though the power bracelet was a couple rooms in. So I probably would have ended up doing the same thing if I didn't get that hint, just full clear the overworld and then end up realizing I need items. So
yeah. But anyway, GG, man, and good luck in the next round.
Yeah, GG. Thank you.
Speaking of the next round, both of y'all do have a couple of weeks because we're putting a delay before we get into the Elite 8. And Cantaloupe, it looks like you're going into round 4 of the secondary bracket where we don't even have a round 3 yet. So there's round 2's
ahead of the
got...
pack, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah, round 2's got Ryko Rider, Amazing Toaster, and also Sis Crusher, Angel FM. So the winner of the winners of those matches will be. Both of y'all have a little bit of time off. Anything you plan to do with that time? Just kind of.
I got another tournament I'm in too, which I'm in the Super Metroid Zelda Link to the Past combo randomizer, and I got my next round tomorrow. So I'm probably going to be focusing on that in between.
Makes sense.
Seems reasonable.
Yep, and I mean Zelda 1, I really don't need to work on the skills of it. It's just, the luck with the routing, and I'm not very good at routing. These randomizer tournaments usually get me about this point. I beat a couple people, then boom.
Yeah, a lot of it is just, having the knowledge and, I mean, I've probably played 500 to 1,000 seeds of this in my lifetime. So, a lot of it is just, having the intuition and the instincts to, to know where to go kind of. And skill can bring you a long way, but also just having the experience is paramount to doing anything in these seeds. So I don't know how much randomizer you've played in your times. I know you're a big Z1 vanilla player, but
and well, there's a lot of different elements in randomizer. I've probably done close to 150, 200 seeds over the time, but I just don't do it a lot because it just changes every time. It's like a new game every time you play it. It's
yeah. I mean, I came back from a 2-year break, and last time I played was like 2018, and then I'm playing these flags, and it's completely different. So it's almost like I had to relearn a new game in a sense, come up with a different strategy and everything. So you got a point there.
Yeah, and by the way, y'all, speaking of the bonus bracket round 2, Cantaloupe, with a possible upcoming opponent, we do plan to, after this interview, raid Randomizer Prime for the match between Sis Crusher and Angel. So definitely stick around for those. Either of our runners have any more thoughts?
No, yeah, just get ready for the Elite 8 flags, I guess. See what gets thrown at me, Maybe try a couple practice seeds, but yeah.
Yep, and I'll play the patient waiting game and see who I go after next.
Yeah, but GG, Cantaloupe, and thank you for the behind the scenes work, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, thank you, TA and Cantaloupe for racing. CCX being our tracker, Darkfall's making his debut as a restreamer and doing a great job at that, and of course my co-commentator Alsoa.
Thank you, Drashin. And please do give everybody here a follow. The runners, the commentators, the restreamers, the trackers, and whoever else you can think of. But we are going to go ahead and raid Randomania Prime, as they do have that Sis Crusher Angel FM matchup. Although we have a ton, as you can see on the schedule, a ton of Zelda 1 randomizer action tonight. We also have Riker Rider Amazing Toaster about to start, and Elendar Almighty Bobino going at 9:30, as well as Fred Coughlin and Eat My Steel starting their back-to-back doubleheader at 10:30.
Yeah, these are going to be some amazing races, so stick around, watch some, and if you really enjoy the Z1R community, feel free to come in and volunteer, help out with tracking, commentary. We can always use more people.
And trust me, we don't bite, usually.
Not until you get to know us better.